Hello there and welcome to the Twingo channel. This is my Mk1 Twingo from 2002. It's the 1.2 Initiale with the full leather. It's got 165,000 kilometers on the clock. It hasn't got an MOT at the moment. I'm working on that at the moment. So it's got a few dents and a few scrapes. Some pretty easy stuff actually to sort. Yeah, I purchased it from a guy in West London who had only had it for 2 months. He purchased it from the original people who bought it in from France, and it was a French car. And they bought it over in 2004. It hasn't got any service history. That was lost, so I'm going to be building up a whole new set of service history on it. It's got the panoramic roof on top, which doesn't work. I'll go into that in a minute. It's got a few dents and dings on it, shopping trolley dings. As I said, there's a little crease here, which again I can sort. That's no problem. And again, there's a little one just here. That's no problem. A few bumper scuffs, which is standard for cars like these. Again, I can sort all that. The third brake light is a little loose on one side. Again, I can sort that. They're quite rare. I'm finding it very hard to find a new one. They all seem to deteriorate and turn into dust. The panoramic roof is not working. It's either the motor or the switch or the power going to it. There is a fuse and that's fine, so it could be a dodgy connection. Again, I haven't had time to dismantle that and have a look. Again, it's got a few scuffs, a few scrapes, nothing serious, a few scratches, a few marks. It's structurally sound underneath. It's pretty damn good. So it has been broken into. The passenger side lock is gone, and it's just a piece of duct tape on there just to stop the weather getting in. And again, I can feel the ridges, so somebody's yanked the lock out. I've got 2 locks coming from France for the car, so I will put 2 new locks on, and so the car will have to have a ignition remote control key, which I've got here. So I've got that, and I'll have another key which goes with it if I want to do the doors manually. That's fine. Again, there's a little bit of rust down here on the sill, but again, it's very superficial. It's easy to sort. It's very structurally sound. And the worst of the damage on the car is actually on the bonnet. There's lots of lacquer peel. There's a few dents on the wing there, which again I've got a dent puller, which actually will make quite light work of that and sort that. There's no damage to the paintwork at all. But there's lots of lacquer peel on the bonnet. And there's a scratch here. And again, there's also a dent just here on the thing. Again, the dent can be pulled out, and then what I'll do is I'll get this bonnet completely sanded down, treated, painted, and put back on. I've already been polishing up the headlights because they require, in the UK, filters, because the lights are still for French use. It's the windscreen isn't working at the moment. There is a fault with the connector, actually on the windscreen wiper motor, not on the connector itself. It's basically a dodgy connection. So I've actually ordered a new windscreen wiper motor for about £30. That's coming in from France. That should be here in the next few weeks. Again, it's a really good car. It's got a misfire, which could be a head gasket. That's the worst case, which is not difficult at all. I will need to do the cam belt anyway, so that will mean I can take the head off, replace the head gasket, and that's straightforward. If it's not that, I've actually already got an ignition coil for the car, which is actually on its way, coming on its way. So the engines are known for going through ignition coils, so I'm hoping it's just that. The car's got a full leather interior. It's very comfy, and I said it's got some wear on it. So the controls here on the door, on the driver's side door, The paint is starting to wear off. To be honest with you, I've also got an issue with the actual the door opener itself. It's cracked. I've got a set of these for both sides coming in, and they're the same colour as this grey. So I might actually return this to that colour, the grey colour. So I've got some ones in, rather than try to get them to match this sort of almondy grey, almondy green colour, I should say. The seats are in pretty good condition. A few cracks in the leather, no tears. So there's a issue with the seam down here and down there, which is purely just the stitching. The dash is in pretty good condition. So let me just get in. So there's some wear on the controls here, which again, what I'd probably do is actually get a new controls for this actually in grey, and also this surround here as well, and that I will probably return to grey. It's got this plastics which are sort of very sticky, where basically it's just starting to degrade, so I'm not going to worry too much about that. I'll just return it to grey. The steering wheel is in poor condition. It's, in terms of wear, it's not broken up, but it's really quite worn. Again, I could get it recovered, that's no problem. The gear stick control is, the leather around there is worn and gone. Again, that's pretty straightforward, that's easy to sort. All parts that can be bought in. Door card is pretty good on this side. Again, there's this horrible colour, or it's just scratches so easily and wears so easily. Again, that one's in better condition than the driver's one. So the dash is in pretty good condition, but the battery's out at the moment, so I can't show you the dash. It's currently on charge. So the seats in the back are pretty good. They're pretty clean. I said hardly used. The headrests are there. They normally get nicked and they're sold separately. So the panoramic roof is wonderful. It's so big for such a small car. Yeah, so it's got the visors. Some visors in there on all of them. They all work, and there's no tears on them. So yeah, yeah, it's a really good little car. So I said there's just a crack here. It's not a tear, it's just a crack. Get all the controls are just slightly worn. I said after 100,000 miles, I'm not surprised. So that's got the crack inside there, and that's making it difficult to unlock. The mechanism's a little, it's moving and it's not happy. But again, there's new ones coming. Let's just open up the bonnet. I need a new aerial on it. It's is it bending? Oh, it might bend back. It might bend back. So yeah, so it's a pretty good car. Needs a bit of work for the MOT. So all the power of a 1.275 brake horsepower. It's got a misfire. As I said, it's going to be either head gaskets or one of the valves is sticking, or the valves need adjusting. Hopefully it's just the coil. The coils in here are notorious for failing, so I've got a cheap one coming in, and if it all of a sudden starts running nicely, then I know it's just that. Coolant's pretty good, it's nice and clear, so I don't think there's head gasket failure. It's pretty tidy. The chassis rails are pretty good. It's got aircon, which is a rarity for a car, for one of these cars. They weren't really made with it, so only the top range ones had it. So yeah, well, that's the new car, and I'm gonna be creating videos about all my voyage with this car. This car's going nowhere. I'm not selling it. It's not for sale, and it will not be for sale. I'm going to be doing a lot of work to this car, and yes, it's going to be one of the forever cars I keep, and the circumstances change. So yeah, so that's it really. Thank you for joining me. I said stay tuned for more.